Okay, this is good. I'm glad that we are being live streamed. So I would encourage you, if you really can switch on your camera, put on your video, please do so. Because this meeting today, I want us to be very interactive. I want us to reflect. I've been giving you tips on business, tips on marketing, tips on sales. So I thought we should have some feedback. And I would also want to share my takeaways from the recent Real Summit, Women's Real Summit, which we had last Friday and Saturday. And it was organized by one of us, who's Dr. Nelly Kangwa, who speaks on these morning calls on Thursday. I'm sure she will also have something to say tomorrow about that, the summit, but I'll discuss my takeaways in respect to the topic, which I normally handle on these calls, which is about business, marketing, sales, and tips. So that's what we are going to do today. And feel free to chip in, say something, write something in the chat if you cannot speak out loud. Let us be interactive, because this is also actually part of the training. If we want our businesses to grow, we have to be visible, we have to be audible, we have to be out there so that we raise up a brand, excuse me, a brand about ourselves, our personalities, and also about our businesses. So this is good practice. This is a safe place to be. Do not be intimidated by anybody. You are free to say what you can say, what your thoughts are. We are all learning. We all learn how to be better at our businesses. We all learn how to conduct ourselves in order to grow our businesses. So I'll put a question in the chat. The question is, what do you need to do in order to succeed in your business? I know most of us have businesses we're doing. Others are employed, but even if you're employed, that is kind of your business. While you're employed, you can learn good things to do when you get into your self-employment or doing your own business. It's still your business. It's something you're doing. So what do you need to do in order to succeed in your business? This is what I want us to reflect on during this meeting. And I'll start. I have a business of distributing organic food supplements and beauty products. I also have a business of rentals, apartments for rentals back in my home country in Uganda. And I also am going to start lecturing at Strathmore Business School under their project called Sisters Blended Value Project here in Lusaka. That is happening next month. So with all those things I do, I really know what do I need to do in order to succeed in all those different businesses. And what I have found is what I need to do for the lecturing business, I really need to study. I really need to study hard, learn what is happening now, because the curriculum changes with time. The marketplace changes with time. So how can one do that business when you are not up to date with what is happening around you at that particular moment? So what I need in order to succeed in the lecturing business is to do research, read, study, know what is happening now. What are people teaching? That's what I need to do in that business. In the distribution business of the organic food supplements and beauty products, I really need to see how best I can get the products to the customers at a reasonable price. For that business of mine, I'm really looking at how can I succeed in cutting down on the expenses so that I can really get a good markup on the profit. I'm also studying, finding out what do people want? What kind of products do people want? So I'm reading, researching onto the health and fitness sphere in that area. What is happening now? What are people looking out for? What do people want? So when I go to my, my provider, which is Jeunesse Global, what are those products which people would want to use? What do people want? Are people conscious about their weight? We have the weight management products. So if I hear that people are so conscious about their weight, those are the products I'll bring in. Those are the products I'll talk about and promote and share with others about. Those are the products I would want people to know about if they do not know much about them. Usually people who are onto a weight loss program have tried many other things. How can I tell them that this product or these products, it's actually called a system. We call it a system because it's a combination of many things. It's a process. You start off by detoxing, then you add proteins, you add amino acids, then you do exercise. There are products you take before you go out to exercise. So I look at the whole thing so that I'm knowledgeable about it and I can confidently share with other people in such a way that they'll be persuaded to take these products. So for that, I'm doing that. And then for the third one, the rentals I have back home. Currently, I even have a vacancy. I've been grateful to God that so far I've had long-term tenants. And that worked well for me because I was out of my home country, Uganda. So having these long-term tenants was a blessing. So I didn't have to think about people who come in and go. I'd signed up for Airbnb. So that was working well for me. I have a website where there's a photo gallery about the apartments and what we have to offer and the vacancies. So at the moment, I'm looking for a tenant. So I've now gotten back to, I need to put updated photos on this website. You know, this is what I need to do in order to succeed, in order to attract a new customer who's going to come and occupy this apartment. So I'm now looking at taking new photos. I'm asking a professional photographer to take good photos, which will be updated on the website so that it is catchy, so that I can be able to get someone who will come into the apartment. And I'm also grateful that my staff, the apartment is actually by a prominent road. So most people actually stop and ask, do you have a vacancy? So I'm going back to those contacts of the people who had ever asked to rent that apartment before, and yet we were full. So I'm going back to those people and asking them, do you still need to come back and rent this apartment? It's now available. So that is what I'm doing in order to succeed in that business of rentals. So that's what I am doing. Now I'm going to bring it over to you so that we really talk about actual things which are being done, and we talk about solutions which are relevant to each one of you on this call. I've seen Gladys. Gladys has written that she needs to focus and to check out the market. Okay, Gladys. Gladys, is it possible for you to tell us about what business you are in so that we can know it, and together with what you have put down, we can also advise you on what you need to do in order to succeed in your business. Over to you, Gladys. You can unmute. If possible, you can switch on your camera and tell us about your business and what you need to do when you say focus and checking out the market. Over to you, Gladys. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll be very brief. Basically, I have, just like you, I have various businesses here and there. So I really need to learn to focus on what to go on with. So first of all, I'm an events planner, I'm a coach, I'm a mentor, and I also run programs for an accelerator program called ACE. So for ACE, for example, I need to focus. It's for startups, business entrepreneurs. I need to focus on who is it that really needs our help? How do we get people to talk about their issues? Just the way you've asked right now in the group, how do I go about that? How do we get people to be open about their needs, where they're stuck if it's a startup? So sometimes you tend to, since I'm in charge of programs, there are different activities. And there's a tendency to focus on the one that people really are interested in. For example, group coaching and networking. We get a lot of people for that particular event. But how about business training or education forums? You know, how do I pull people into those events as well? That's why I say we really need to focus on the business in its entirety, not just the one that's the part that's doing well. Now, when it comes to coaching as well, how do I focus on my niche instead of moving from one to another, depending on the needs of clients? Yeah. The same thing with mentoring. How do I focus? I mentor at, it's good to know you lecture at Strathmore University. That's where I mentor, Strathmore University in Nairobi. So again, focusing on these students who sometimes are available, are not available. I need to focus on what they need. That is why I'm there as a mentor, to be there for them. How do I stay focused and not give up when they don't show up, for example, yeah? And then also when it comes to the business, I said, you need to check out the market. For example, with ACE accelerators, who is out there? What are their needs? How can I help them? How can I find, for example, experts in certain fields to come and help these startups who are mainly very young people? How do I get these experts from the market to come and, you know, help these young entrepreneurs or startups or people who are stuck, because really they need help. It's either funding or strategy or marketing. There's a lot of issues that they have. So again, that is a big, how would I call it? That is an area for me where I really need to look for experts in these fields to come and help them.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Gladys. Kindly tell us your names and where you're coming from for the sake of
My apologies. Yeah, I forgot I was ready. So my name is Gladys Ouma, and I'm from Nairobi, Kenya. Okay. I'm a certified coach, yes. And now I work for ACE Accelerators.
Okay, thank you so much, Gladys. Thank you. You're most welcome here. All right, now who would like to go next? Anyone would like to tell us, what do you need to do in order to succeed in your business? Pauline, would you like to say something? Chanda. Okay, Pauline first. Then Chanda, would you like to go next? Okay, Pauline.
Yeah, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Yeah. For me, I think, especially my name is Pauline Okoko. I reside in Zambia. I'm a lecturer. At the same time, I run a barbershop and salon here in Zambia. I think for me, the main thing is marketing that I'm not really I've not really grabbed it, so to speak. I get discouraged when I'm not seeing the impact as it ought to be. Then I give up and stuff like that. So that marketing issue is a thing for me, to be consistent and to stay with it. I know Rev Water said that it's not a one-day thing. You need to be consistent and you stay at it and continue like that. And at the same time, when I look at, if I have to give it to people to do, you're looking at the amount of money they are asking for. It's also kind of discouraging. So I actually don't know which way to go. I know I don't have the time to stay put, on the social media and be so consistent on that. I know I don't have that time. And at the same time, I don't want to be cheated in the, giving it out as a contract to somebody to do. So I know I haven't really read about it and really do my research on that. So I guess that's the lazy part that's another challenge concerning that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Pauline. Thank you for being open and telling us, what you need to do. Yeah, but you'll get there. It's also a challenge for me. I must say, marketing. Wow, that's why when you stretch yourself to dig into something, as you teach it, as you talk about it, you are learning yourself. I'm also in the process of learning about that. Yeah, but we shall get there. We shall market. We shall check out the markets. We'll know what to do. Slowly but surely, once at least you have identified your problem, you can be able to continue going on with it. You can still do something about it. Thank you so much, Pauline. Next, Chanda, would you like to say something? I love your feedback. Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name's Chanda Mwanga Chipoya. Mwanga Chipoya is my maiden name. Piri is my married name. I sort of relate with the not the earlier caller, the lady from Nairobi, on a number of things, but I like the fact that she actually has a very good idea of what she wants to do, which is not where I am. But I like the fact that she has a very good idea of what she wants to do. And it's very close to what I also am thinking of. I think for me, the biggest one is fear. And if I can talk about what I learned from Vusi Tembakwayo, is the fact that as Zambians especially, we've been raised as employees. We are part of a production circle, not controlling, but components of a production circle. So we were never taught, we were never raised as people who determine the production. So it's very difficult because we don't have people to look up to or people to mentor us in an African setting. You find a lot of mentorship for entrepreneurs in a European setting, giving European examples. We don't have African ones. And when I was listening to the lady from Nairobi, I also remembered another fact that Vusi Tembakwayo says, that just get there. And as we go along, as long as we keep open feedback, ability for people to feedback and take criticism as feedback, we would be able to navigate and get to our market.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Mrs. Piri. Thank you. Yeah, I also listened to Vusi Tembakwayo. He's really some good person to listen to. he really encourages us as Africans to really go out there and make it. And it's good to identify your situation. But I believe that in this era, among us here, do not despise humble beginnings. Among us here who regularly attend these calls are going to rise up good Zambians who are good examples to the rest of the Zambians. I also noticed that culture of depending so much on salaries, but we shall rise up against all that and set up good businesses, and we'll be able to thrive in this nation. I'm reminded of what has happened recently about the giving access to the pensioners with that money. By the way, that is a very good opportunity for mentors, for us as mentors, for us who are doing some kind of business, to talk to those people who are going to get that money and part of their savings and get that money now, to really guide them on what to do with that money. That's a good opportunity for Mindset Change Program, for Project Life Design, for anyone else, even among the people, us here, we might know some people are going to go for that money. We can encourage them to plan well ahead what they're going to do with that money. I know that happened in my home country in Uganda during COVID. That's when they were the equivalent of NAPSA, we call it NSSF, allowed people to get their savings, and people got it. And actually, the pension body, the Social Security organization, started business incubator programs, which are very popular up to today. They teach people what to do. They bring speakers who have gone through who got their money, they got their pension, what they have done, the success stories, and those who even went through problems, and they share with others so that they do not fall into that kind of problem. So this is what we're all about. We want to help people. We know for every problem, there is a solution. So if something new happens and we know how we can help and talk to people about it, we go ahead and grab those opportunities to talk about people. All right, I'll also ask, can I ask Elizabeth, can you say something? What do you need to do in order to succeed in your business? Can we hear from you, Elizabeth? Are you in a position to speak, and probably switch on your camera as well?
Good morning. Sorry, I'm not able to switch on my camera.
No problem. Yes.
But I'm glad to be here this morning just to listen to what friends have to say. For me, I think one challenge I've experienced is the same thing you're saying here, and then I'm from Uganda, but I'm currently here in Zambia. So running a business is a bit complicated. I remember even we invested money to buy an incubator, then we tried to do some chicks, but now when you're not there, things really do not work out. Every time we try to put someone there, it's not working until we just closed it up. Then I'm trying to sell Kitenge materials, but also getting, like I buy from here, a few of them, take to Uganda, sell to friends. And I think one thing that I've seen from this is that maybe I'm not serious about it. I have to rise up again and start to do it with serious commitment. I've been reluctantly doing it. I think that's what I can say. I remember also I'd started a shop back in Uganda before we came this side. So when I would be there, the shop is running, I'd raise some money. When I left and put someone, by the time I go back, it's dying. I restock again. When I come back this side, I go back and find the shop is dying. So I've not succeeded. So I think I realized that a business cannot be run without you really being involved in it. So I have to find a way. As you were speaking, I started thinking, so here in Zambia, what can I do? I started telling myself, actually, I make nice mandazis. I don't know how they call these small braids that they make on the road, but if I compare what I make and what they do, mine is better. So I'm like, oh, I should start doing that because that one I can manage since I'm here. So as you were speaking, thoughts were just coming to my head. So what can I do here? Because managing those other ones in Uganda failed. But yeah, I'll think about it and see what to do. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. I can identify with you. When I used to live in Congo, I used to do that, that trade. I would buy chitenges and already made chitenges and take them to Uganda and sell them. And it was good business. It was booming. So I would know that when I'm going back, I would stock up, go and sell to people, and people really appreciated them. And the fabrics were really good and they were long lasting, that up to now people remind me, you know, you're the one who sold me this, and look, I'm still wearing it. So wherever you go, and even if you're here in Zambia, you can always look out for an opportunity of doing a business. And I would like to give the last 3 minutes to Z. Z, kindly tell us about your business and what you need to do in order to succeed in your business. Z, can you say something? Okay, looks like the button is far. Okay, so I'll give it to who else? Gladys. Gladys, can you kindly wind us off? Tell us about your business and what you need to do in order to, no, not Gladys, sorry. Gladys has already spoken. Martha, you can kindly tell us in a few minutes left. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm into real estate. The challenge I'm having is how do I keep, for example, a tenant who, how do I manage those problematic tenants? I've had, I think, 2 or 3 in the past, and I've lost quite a lot of money, and I was not able to get back my money. And there are times I have good ones, sometimes I don't have good ones, and managing those not good ones has been a challenge. In terms of marketing, thankfully, I have a daughter who is in IT, who's been doing that bit for me. So she's good at it, and I always fall back on her. But if I didn't have such a daughter, that was an area which I'm also not very good at. I think basically that's what I can say. I just need to know how to deal with those difficulty tenants, so that I'm not losing out a lot of what I'm supposed to raise. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Yes, Kasonde, go ahead, tell us as well.
Good morning, everyone. I'm sorry, I'm coming in at the last minute. I've been, I was on and off intermittently because of network. I'm not sure if anyone has talked about the aspect of the online kind of advertising. I think maybe for us older generations, we seem to struggle a bit with we're not as internet savvy as our younger generations. And for me, that has been an issue in my business. I do a lot of sorry, I'm from Zambia. I didn't say. Most of my work, I do fashion designing, and I do clothes and so on. So I find that there's a lot of potential with internet advertising and all, but I struggle a lot in that area because I'm not so internet savvy. And as a result, I mean, a lot of people that I speak to about my business, they want to know, oh, so what's your social media handle? Oh, so where can I find you? Do you have a page? And are you on Instagram? And all those questions. And I struggle with that a lot. I try to get my kids to help me, but they're busy with their own stuff. So that seems to be my challenge. But I recently got in touch with a young lady who says that's what she does. Basically, she reaches out to businesses that want to be online, and she will manage everything for them. And she has invited me for some training. I think it will be sometime next week. So at least that looks like I'm heading somewhere. So basically, that's what I wanted to say.
Okay, wow, thank you so much. That was very helpful and resourceful. So thank you so much. Our time is up, but I love this, and I think once in a while we'll be doing that. Elizabeth, you've raised your hand. Be quick because we are past the hour, but just say something.
Yes. Thank you. I want to just, I heard she says she's a designer. I'm looking for a designer.
Oh, you two can link up.
So may she contact her so that I can
it's
get
actually Mrs. Makangila.
Oh
yeah, Kasonde is Mrs. Makangila. So you two can reach each other.
Yeah, I'm like,
okay. God bless you. Okay.
You.
So you see, Kasonde, you need to put all your names so that you are visible. People can know you.
Okay, I'll do
name, that. Or some people know you by being Mrs. So-and-so. Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Then
have a good Mrs.
day.
Okiro?
Yes. You guys, you should put your husband's names at the end so that people know you.
Okay.
Both of you.
Okay, I know where to catch her.
Okay. So
bye-bye.
God bless you. Barbara is asking for contacts. Whose contacts? Barbara, whose contacts do you need?
Hello.
Okay. You stay on a bit and give each other your contacts. Thank you so much. This has been lovely. I love it. Rev Walter has raised his hand. Over to you, Rev Walter. Rev Walter, did you want to say something? You've raised your hand.
Yes, I did. I didn't realize I was muted. So I was saying, as the two ladies are exchanging their details, there you go. Kasonde Makangila, she's put a number there. I hope Barbara will catch it. Okay. So as I was listening, it's very interesting. I can't remember who among the ladies, I think it's Kasonde or somebody, mentioned the challenge she's having with social media. And one of the works we do, I'm now working with a whole group of people in the diaspora. Very, very interesting. And let me just give an illustration, which is gonna really, Kasonde, okay, great. Let me see if your numbers. Anyway, I'll get it from Anne. I'm sure she'll send it to me. Yeah, Anne, please, the honors, just send me a number and then I'll be in touch. Okay. But meantime, you know, for me, the idea of social media and why it's important, there's a reason why vendors don't want to go in the market. If you've looked in every city, it's a war. They get them off the street, send them back to the market, and then they somehow creep back on the street. The reason all those vendors keep creeping back on the street is because that's where the traffic is. And there's a golden principle we all operate by on this 730 calls. We say there are two things every business must do. If you don't do these two, you're basically toast. Number one, your business must be eyeballed by customers at all times. So in short, there has to be a window display. There has to be a way in which potential customers, or what we call prospects, are looking at your opportunity, whatever it is. That is life and death. That's the door. That's the funnel. That's where everything begins. That's why in the old days, these days, I don't know how it is, but in the old days, we used to do window shopping because you could walk on streets. And well, of course, if you go to the high streets in the highly developed countries, they still do that. The window displays are still the key. And they have very elaborate window displays with the top products there. So that when you see that, that draws you inside. And even in malls, the design of the shop is a window itself. It's an attraction. So that as you walk past, you go, oh, wow, I like that handbag. And you walk back into the shop. That's the key. So as long as you don't have a window there, thank you. Very well put there, Mrs. Perry. presence, absolutely, Chanda. If you don't have a presence where you can be seen, you are basically toast. That's it. It doesn't matter what else you're doing. Number 2, transactions, the sales. So in short, that online platform or whatever place it is must allow for convenient and quick transactions. That's why these days, even the marketeers selling street vendors all have mobile money, because they realize, you know, people will say, can you even drama panati? No problem. Munga se mobile money. You know? So what name does it bring? You know, that's the key. And people get excited. Oh, wow. Okay, so I can pay with mobile. Okay. You know, just add 3/4 for withdrawal, whatever it is. But the point is they make it convenient for the end user. And that, my friends, is why Anne is going on and on about this, because as long as you're not online, you are losing all those customers. That's the word, Anne, convenience. You're losing all those prospects, you're losing all those potential people. And these days now we have things like this. Let me type this. I know we've gone way past our time, apologies, but I'm going to show you something very, very important. Every one of you on this platform can get this. So I'm just sharing it now. It's not rocket science, and you'll see why it's absolutely critical. So I've just typed my link tree. That link tree has all my links. So my TED Talk, my websites, okay, the website is still down, it's coming up soon. My social media handles, my YouTube channels, everything is just in that one link. So instead of sharing, oh, on Facebook, on whatever, on what, you know, like on and on you go, no, you just give one link and they go there and voila, every single thing of yours is right there. So I'm always updating it, changing it, adding new things, because it's so exciting. And that, my friends, is why you want to have an online presence. It's going to cost you, you know, it's not going to cost you even much, like maybe $1,000 tops to get a very solid presence. A one-stop shop, that's right, Madam Kasonde. And once these things are there, that's it. Remember, they keep asking you, do you have, what's the other one they said? Instagram, do you have YouTube? Or do you have Facebook? Because that's where your pictures go. That's where your display is. And I assure you, once people see that, they will be more keen to now order what you offer. But if you don't have pictures or any of these things, it's a struggle for them. Sorry, Anne, and sorry, everyone. We went 8 minutes over. Apologies. But I just thought it's so important because you raise such powerful points, and I keep hearing, oh, I need to work on this internet thing. Oh, I need to work. Yes, you do. It's like the street vendor. If you're not on the street where the customers are, you are losing revenue. Simple as that. So from myself and everyone, thank you so much. Tomorrow is Thursday. You know, we have Dr. Nelly on Thursdays running her program. If it's not her, she probably has one of her mentors. But as always, we are here every single weekday to bring you quality content and really take you to the next level. So thank you so much. Have a great day, everyone. God bless.
God bless. Bye-bye.